Hello students, good morning. In previous classes we have studied about physical and chemical change. Today we are just going to discuss that in a summarized way. Now we have studied that matter undergoes two types of changes, physical and chemical change, right? So we have discussed about physical changes and chemical changes. See here, physical change means what? It involves change in physical properties such as size, shape and density, or changes in phase without undergoing a change in the composition of the substance. Like physical changes occur when objects or substances undergo a change that does not change their chemical composition, where no new substances are formed. Now the second point is what? The change physical change is reversible. For example, if you dissolve salt in water, now that salt which is dissolved in water can be recovered by allowing the water to evaporate. A physical change involves a change in physical properties. For example, examples of physical properties include melting, then transition to a gas, change of strength, change of durability, changes to crystal form, shape, size, color, volume and density, tearing of paper into small pieces. It is also an example of physical change. Blowing of a balloon, here also the size or shape of balloon may changes, but its composition remains same and no new substances are formed. That is why this is also an example of physical change. Then what is chemical change? Chemical change. In chemical change, matter undergoes change in its composition or structure. Now here new substances are formed that have different properties and composition from the original material. Like if you burn coal, then when coal burns, coal have different properties. Then when once coal burnt, then whatever the substances are formed, that substances have different properties. So the original material and the material which is formed after burning, both are different. So in that case, new substances are formed and chemical change occurs. Chemical change occurs when a substance combines with another to form a new substance. Now these changes are irreversible, means you cannot reverse back the whole process. If you burn coal, if you burn coal and whatever the substance formed, you cannot get that coal, means you cannot get the original material, right? So that is why changes are irreversible. Then how you can identify that these changes are chemical change? If you found out that if in any reaction color is changing, then we call that change chemical change. Then if a formation of a solid compound or precipitate occurs, then we call that also chemical change. Then release of a gas, means heat or energy if release, then we call it chemical change. Then absorption of heat if occurs, we call it chemical change. Now you see the example of chemical change. Rusting of iron. Here you can see that the color change, the color of pins change. So we call it chemical change. Then burning of paper. See ashes, if whenever you burn a paper, you get ashes. So these ashes have different properties than paper. So a new substances are formed and we call it chemical change. And you cannot get, can we turn back the ashes into paper? No, we cannot. So that is why it is a chemical change. Then ripening of fruits, curding of milk, you cannot get them back, right? If ripening of fruits occur, then you cannot get that fruit back. Then curding of milk, you cannot get milk from curd. Now what we summarize, that physical change means change of matter from one form to another without changing its chemical composition. And in chemical change, what are these? Change that occurs when one or more substances change into entirely new substances with different properties. Physical changes are reversible and chemical changes are irreversible. Now, if I'll ask you about identify which of the two images show physical change and which shows chemical change, and explain your answer, what will be your answer? In first figure, that is in A figure, cutting wood is an example of physical change because no new substances are formed and the composition remains same even after cutting the small pieces of wood having same properties than the entire wood, right? So the composition remains same, that is why it is a physical change and no new substances are formed. But in second, in figure B, coal is burning. So once the burning over, then the new substances are formed, right? So that is why it is a. After completed that physical and chemical change, let's discuss evaporation and vaporization. What is evaporation? The process by which liquid changes to its vapors at a temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. Now what is vaporization? So same meaning, but at its boiling point is called vaporization. Evaporation occurs below its boiling point and vaporization occurs at its boiling point. Then evaporation takes place at all temperature. The temperature may change during evaporation. Here in vaporization takes place at a fixed temperature called boiling point of the liquid. The temperature during vaporization does not change. Now evaporation is a slow and silent process, and vaporization vaporization is a fast and violent process. Evaporation takes place only at the surface of the liquid. Yes, the molecules which is getting evaporated should be in contact of the atmosphere. So it depends at the surface of the liquid. In vaporization, it takes place over the entire mass of the liquid. Then, in which factors rate of evaporation depends? So, it depends upon the surface area of the liquid, wind speed, humidity, and temperature. Humidity means the amount of water droplets that is present in air, we call humidity. So, if humidity is not there, evaporation increases. In vaporization, the rate of vaporization does not depend upon the surface area, wind speed, humidity and temperature. Now we can say that evaporation causes cooling. The particles of liquid absorb heat energy from the surrounding to regain the energy lost in the evaporation. Vaporization undergoes the process of evaporation and boiling. Now when water is heated to boiling, obviously it gets converted into vapor. Now when the water gets converted into vapor, and if this vapor condensed, it gives back liquid water, right? So this condensed water has all the properties of the original water. So we call the evaporation as a physical change. The slow conversion of a liquid into vapor is called evaporation, that I have already told you. It takes place at all temperature. It is slow. It is faster at higher temperature. Now when a liquid is converted into its vapor at its boiling point, the process is called vaporization. And at what factors it depends, that also I have told you. So study well. Thank you.